All right, Matt is out today. It is just me, but we have a lot of ground to cover and some exciting stuff. Uh, some lots of videos to share, and but first, I want to talk about Elon coming back to work, back to war mode. Elon says, "Daddy is very much home," basically saying he is flying all across the country at his companies, burning the midnight oil, crazy back to back to back to back 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 meetings all over Tesla, all the different departments. It doesn't mention SpaceX here, but that's on the cards as well, and talks about XAI. So Elon is in war mode. I think this is pretty exciting. Um, and he says, "Daddy is very much home." I think what he means by that is that the boss is back in the office. And when Elon is boss, it can be like daddy's back, and enforcing some law and order on the employees at Tesla and XAI. So I think this is good. And we also want Elon just removing any bottlenecks that are at Tesla or XAI or SpaceX. Tesla does benefit from SpaceX and XAI as well. We also had Elon buying $1 billion of Tesla stock, big vote of confidence, grabbing some extra shares before the crucial shareholder vote. So that was interesting. It's the largest insider buy of history in the stock market. Wasn't super material for Elon. I think it represents about 0.3% of his holdings. But it did raise some interesting ideas. In the past, Elon's had to recuse himself from shareholder votes that he might have a conflict of interest. Whereas with Texas state law, allegedly, Elon can vote all of the shareholder items at once. So he can vote on his own compensation plan if he wants. If he wants to vote on XAI merger, he can do that too. Allegedly, according to Texas state law, he can do that. So that's an interesting insight that came from that. Tesla Boomer Mama seems to be in agreement with that. And it was disclosed in the preliminary proxy materials as well. So that was interesting. We did have Chris Wright making something of himself again. Let's find that one. So he says that essentially that this isn't like the full quote that he said, but something like 2035, like solar is like going the wayside. But essentially, globally, it's already 3% of energy production, and it's increasing by 1% every couple of years, so that we're going to get to 10% solar pretty soon. It's going to take a few years, but it's going to happen, and it's only accelerating in China. The U.S. wants to be left behind. You certainly can stop creating new solar and wind power plants. This guy, he seems to be in the pocket of oil and gas industry, also corn ethanol industry, just really bad mouthing solar and wind. But solar and wind do very well. They're inexpensive, and especially when paired with battery power, they're very cost effective, even compared to natural gas power plants. So I think we need all the above to fuel our AI data centers, but also just economic growth in U.S., the reshoring of factories from China to the U.S. And it's really disappointing to see an energy secretary that seems to be anti-energy growth. If you're just going to cut off a reliable source of energy, while the U.S. like wants to export their excess natural gas to Europe because of the war in Ukraine, between Ukraine and Russia. This doesn't seem to be very good policy. So not super thrilled about that. Figure had a very interesting video. Let me add that one. That if that video could be started, that'd be great. Maybe rewound. If my producer can help me out, I'll try removing it from stage, and you can do it for me.
Figure's goal is to solve general robotics. This is a really hard problem. For the first time in history, the right technologies exist to make that possible. Robots that can achieve human-level intelligence. Today, we're announcing over $1 billion of funding. The team's in place, the robots are built, and the path ahead is clear.
So Figure is on their way. They got funding. Curious what comes of things from here. Progress looks decent. They seem to be focusing on the home and on commercial application, especially with sorting operations. Now, they have the funding. This was at a $39 billion valuation. I think this valuation's kind of low for what the potential may be in robotics. So if Figure ends up being a number 2 or 3 player, this may be a decent investment. Not investment advice. I'm not invested in them. I am blocked by Brett Adcock. I have been a bit critical of some of their videos in the past. Archer Aviation, I believe, still is not FAA approved. This is a company that Brett Adcock left a number of years ago. But it looks good. You got folding laundry, doing dishes. These are things that we do not want to be doing at home. We would like our humanoid robots to do for us. And you saw in part of the video where it's loading the dishes into the dishwasher. It'd be great if the humanoid robot could just wash the dishes in the sink for us. That'd be pretty cool. So I thought this was good progress and something that's notable. I don't expect us to hear a ton about Optimus. Elon has expressed that when Tesla has shared videos in the past, that competitors have taken ideas from Tesla, design cues, and copied them, studied the videos frame by frame and done that. So we also have this Optimus ad. I'm going to add that to the stage, but then I need to go drive that myself, I think. I don't know if I'm sharing the right thing. There we go. Okay. I thought this was super cute, and we'll be sharing the creator's handle here.
The dishes? Are you tired of taking out the trash? With a Tesla Optimus, they are a thing of the past. It comes with the ability to do everyday tasks like bringing in the groceries, cleaning bathrooms, and doing your laundry. Plus, with the Dojo Shop, you can upgrade your Optimus easily. adding new abilities like a personal hibachi chef,
Why did the hibachi chef break up with the wok? Because he couldn't handle the heat anymore.
landscaper, or even a bar buddy.
You can't make this shot. Okay, that was pretty sick.
And corporate America, here we come. Because you can buy an Optimus Pro for business.
Picking up a DoorDash order. Make it fast, bot.
There is an Optimus for everybody. Available now, starting at just 4 easy payments of $6,942. Order yours today.
And we'll throw in two for the price of one. Thought that was super cute. Chris First, he's on X and has a community for generative AI on X. You can check that out. It's got over 200,000 community members there. He created that video using generative AI completely. You can go to his profile, check out his community, and click into his post on the video to see how he did that using generative AI. I thought it was very well done and super cute. I think there'll be one day where we could order Optimus from Tesla, and maybe it's a monthly subscription or some kind of upfront payment plus a monthly subscription, or maybe it's a one-time payment. But after a while, after Tesla's making more than 10 million a year, I think the cost is going to be potentially 40 grand or less for customers, and people will be able to get them in their home to do work like that. And you'll have it do anything you want, so it can do all your tasks. You might even be able to share it with your neighbors. Now, some things shouldn't be shared, of course, but if it does all the tasks at your house, and your neighbor can then use it to do all the housework there. And so I thought that was really cool, and I could see ads like that. We need to bring back the CRT television, so maybe just for those ads. All right, so let's just see where we are. So that's a figure in Tesla. Optimus. Waymo's had some accidents, and I think we want to share those. So this just looks like a fender bender, and I think this might have been in Austin. I'm not sure about that. And what it looks like is that the truck backed into the Waymo. It could have gone the other way, but allegedly a lot of the accidents are cars either backing into the Waymo or rear-ending the Waymo. And I think sometimes you have vehicles acting aggressively around the Waymo. I think this is going to be an issue to come, where these small accidents are blown out of proportion. They're fender benders. Most fender benders between humans are not reported. And I think in general, as Tesla investors and fans, we should not be giving Waymo a super hard time for these fender benders. Now, there's some other things that Waymos do that are annoying, but I don't think we should jump to conclusion Waymo necessarily being at fault with these accidents. And Waymo did have some other progress. I'm not advocating for some investment in Google, but Waymo got approved to test at San Francisco. Tesla has applied, or no, they're hiring to be able to work on this at San Francisco Airport, San Jose, and I believe it's Oakland. The other one in the Bay Area. My producer's nodding his head, so that's a good sign. So this will be something Tesla will need to conquer in the various cities they're in for maximum usability, so people don't even have to use Uber or Lyft from the airport. They could just use a robotaxi for wherever they want to go. Tesla's already doing well with drop off and pickup from various high demand destinations. So whether that's like a grocery store, apartment, hotel, things like that, they've already figured that out in Austin. But in each new neighborhood they expand into, they do need to do a little bit of custom work. So there may be a way that they can automate how they figure that out in the future, but for now, it's something that does seem to be a bit custom and human driven. But these locations don't really change a whole lot over time. So I don't think it's a critical roadblock to things. Not sure what this next one is, so I'm just going to add it and react to it. Okay, this was a good video. So in the video, and this guy's from Australia, so I'm going to highlight some FSD videos in Australia to see, you know, how they're doing it. And this was a portable red light that was on in a construction area. And what I liked about it was, you know, as it approached the stop, you know, he's wondering, is it going to stop? And it's just kind of edging toward that stop area. And then once it went, and maybe you go to like
really good edge case scenario. We've got roadworks here
where it's
okay,
moving
even
again,
when we get the green,
a little more, a little further along. Keep going. We want the car to be moving again. Here we go. Let's get the audio again.
Oh my God, are you serious? No way.
He wasn't really sure how it would do
now stay on the left-hand side
with no
of the road.
lines. Now listen to this cackle.
Holy crap.
Or nervous laughter.
I think that guy was just spun out. I keep swearing. Oh my God. I cannot believe that just worked. Wow. Okay, that is my first edge case encounter. That aced my expectation. Holy. What? Okay, we're coming.
You love to see it. Let's see another one.
That's right.
Okay.
We have to give way to.
So we got like
right. We also have to give way to cars coming.
We got
from
this
the left
guy's
turning
right turn instead
right
of the
and cutting
unprotected
across here.
left. We're down under, so everything's opposite.
Little median there. We have to then give way to cars from our left.
So when you turn right, you're
so we have to give way to
doing a maximum crossing of things.
All right, so we can't go. There's a car approaching to our right. There's a little gap. Oh, it's going, and it's actually going to wait in here with this car. So that's exactly what I would do. So good job. Now we're going to wait for these cars. There's a gap coming up now for this guy, but is there one for us? Oh yeah, we can squeeze in. And away we go. See, so chill and smooth. Even my father would be happy with the car doing that for him.
So this guy's name is Gareth. He's in Australia. GB Hall, give him a follow. He's been producing some Tesla content for quite a while now. And he was, you know, one of the first to respond and test out the software in Australia. So Gareth's right turn, I wonder if Elon's going to say that at the next Tesla annual shareholders meeting, kind of like Chuck's left turn, Chuck's unprotected left. So that's fun to see. You know, curious when we're going to see this in more countries. It seems like Europe wants to keep Tesla out to be anti-competitive, to protect their German car companies, things like that. They can't compete with Tesla self-driving, so they just keep Tesla self-driving out, even though this technology is very safe now. And you know what was funny was there was this video a few weeks ago where a European regulator was riding a Waymo. I believe this is in San Francisco, and the Waymo was, getting them safely from A to B, but the European regulator had to act like, this is like somehow unsafe. And oh, when we get back to Europe, we're going to have to make sure that Waymo is going to have a hard time. They didn't quite say it like this, but like Waymo's going to have a hard time, trying to bring this technology here. So, Tesla's self-driving is doing well wherever it goes. I'm really curious to see when the next China update is. That would be really exciting. It does really well in China, despite having some serious handicaps and being able to train to China. So, when that update happens, that should be pretty exciting. So lots of good updates. The stock is marching along. And I am sensing a bit of FOMO in the community. So a bit of like tribalistic sentiment where people are talking about, well, you got to have diamond hands, and if you sold Tesla, you're feeling sad, and you are. You have Jeremy Financial Education on YouTube, who sold it all in the 200s. Gary Black sold at 350. Ross Gerber's out completely, but he does have some clients who still own it. Just a number of people who have sold over the years in Tesla, and now we're above 420 again, and people are riding high and feeling like a sense of relief that they made it through another downturn in Tesla stock. We did talk previously about cover calls and how we hadn't been selling cover calls in the last few weeks because the premiums were low, and we thought there'd be some catalysts, and we were right. Our covered calls would have technically been okay last week, but it would have been a bit of a nail biter with the big move up in Tesla stock on Thursday and Friday. We did sell some cover calls for this week, and doing real good with that. Curious how that'll turn out, but not financial advice. Do your own research, in my opinion. For entertainment purposes only. Trade at your own risk. Stock options are something that's very tricky, but it's something we do at Rebellionaire, Matt Smith and myself. So again, Matt is out on vacation, just me today. I'm going to do some comments or just take a quick scan. We are curious of what the Fed's going to be doing. So the Fed decision, I believe, is coming soon. Also not sure, what the Fed's going to do. There'll be a meeting sometime around when Tesla has their annual shareholder meeting. So that's coming. Also, we're waiting toward the end of the year. There's going to be some kind of decision by the Supreme Court around the tariffs, and possibly the tariffs as done may be struck down. One of the Supreme Court justices that's typically on the conservative side may call the tariffs a tax, and they may have to. There may be a lot of drama around that. It would throw a lot of the agreements into question, and could cause some consternation with the market. But overall, people are very excited about AI. Oracle's going crazy. Their stock's going nuts. Anything that's associated with Oracle is doing well. And my producer just popped this up, so let's check this out. Uber Freight is a thing, and it's so what's Tesla Semi say? We're excited to partner with Uber Freight on this initiative to accelerate the adoption of semis across supply chains. The program will help provide predictable growth and optimize utilization by matching carriers and shippers with lower cost EV freight options. So Uber Freight saying they're launching a dedicated EV fleet accelerator program with Tesla Semi. And what Uber Freight does is essentially says, okay, we have this semi trailer and needs to go from A to B, and here's how much we're willing to pay. And it gives semi drivers the option to take that freight and deliver it for the fee from A to B. And so Tesla working with Uber Freight is a positive here. I'm not sure how big it is, but this would help get some distribution. And they can definitely constrain it to a geo-fenced area. So you can, the areas in California that already have these mega chargers, Tesla could operate in those, or they could offer that to drivers who own a Tesla Semi. So there is a Tesla retail shareholder with a Tesla Semi reservation. Don't know if he'll get to take delivery, but curious if Xander is going to be hauling some loads from around California in his Tesla Semi. That should be interesting to see if that happens. But I am hearing like FOMO from clients as well. So I'm just seeing people who are having a bit of goal creep, like they're wanting to have more exposure with their Tesla in different ways. And that concerns me a little bit, but I'm excited about version 14 to come out. And if it does come and Tesla is able to get rid of the safety monitor, they could expand very quickly in Texas. They could also just decide to expand to some more cities in Texas with a few dozen vehicles in Dallas, Fort Worth, in Houston, and San Antonio. So we could see that soon. Q3 delivery numbers, we're waiting on those at the end of the month on October 2nd. That should that may provide a catalyst. Matt and I do think that those numbers are going to be very strong. So we're looking forward to those. So me riding solo. Sorry, Matt's not here, or Landon. But next week, Matt will be back, and looking forward to that. Let me post Vigo's comment here, and I can react to it. He says, as a longtime Tesla holder, I don't think now is the time to FOMO, so to add more. As Larry says, we can't get overly excited, but it's nice we are moving up right now. So I would tend to agree with that. But I am very bullish about B14. So I even feel a little FOMO right now. So I'm Bradford Ferguson. Matt Smith will be with us next week. And with that, I'm going to say bye for now.